What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Vintage Story. I hope you all did enjoy the first episode. I know it was a little iffy. I noticed some mistakes I made as far as, you know, kind of video wise, audio, stuff like that, but hopefully it'll be fixed in this episode. Today we really need to focus on getting a storage up, so a couple chests or something. And then we also need to focus on food. As you can see, our food is quite low, and eventually we will begin to, I guess, start dying if we don't get some food. Now we have a bunch of lambs here, but we need to grab our spears, and of course it's raining because it's very common to rain in this area. But what we need to do is chop down a tree. What we could do is make some bark baskets for now. That'll help us with storage until we can advance and get like an actual saw, and that way we can get some planks to actually make some storage chests that definitely have way more capacity. But for now, bark is going to be really good. So I'm not seeing like any pine, which would be great because we can make pine bread from the bark, or pine flour I should say. There's some trees that can't be turned into flour. Now they're granted, this is a mod that's for the pine flour, I think, and the birch flour, if I'm not mistaken. I think we'll go ahead and chop down this redwood. It's not a huge redwood, but it is, I guess, a smaller redwood tree, so it's not going to take super long to chop down, but it's still going to take some time to chop down. Now, so the more logs you have in a tree, like this is a 2x2 tree, and the more leaves you have on a tree, it's going to take longer to chop down, and that also depends on the tool you have. Now, we only have flint, so this is, yeah, going to take a little bit. We're almost there, though. You can kind of see the little breaking animation, or the cracks in the wood as you're breaking something. So it's almost there. Any time now. Come on, you can do it. Oh yeah, see, that tree destroyed both of our axes because it took so much to break, and as you can see, we didn't fully break the tree either, so do be wary on that. But our inventory is now filled with wood, which we can't pick that up, so hopefully we'll run back to the house real quick. Our I guess our broken house is not really quite a house yet. Oh, and I did see these over here. So these are quartz bits in these stones. So now I don't think I mentioned this in the last episode. So pretty much you can mark stuff on the map. I think I mentioned this with the peat. So if you see any ores or anything in these little stones, that means that there's a surface deposit. So just like a few layers down, maybe like 3 or 4, maybe even less than that, there will be quartz under this dirt layer. So do keep an eye out for anything like this. Like, I mean, there could be copper, there could be other stuff inside those rocks, tin, I suppose. So just keep an eye out if you see any like colorful rocks like that that are different. You will be able to find a deposit under that, and I would just recommend marking it, so you, if you need that material, you can go back, dig down, and it's right there. So without further ado, let's get into it. We should be yeah, okay, redwood bark. So these, because these are quarter logs, we're not going to be able to do much. We dropped our tool for now, but I'm pretty sure, let's see. So what we can do is, if you have a specific question on an item, you can hit H and it will pop up redwood bark. So I hit H on redwood bark when I'm in my inventory, because you can't just, it'll just pull up the regular survival handbook. But if you open your inventory and then hover over it, hit H, and you see redwood baskets. So we need 3 just like that, in a chest formation. So what we'll do that, and we got 2 baskets out of that. So what we'll do is we'll put one there, and we'll just put one there for now. Eventually we'll kind of clean this place up, make it a nice starter house. So what I also want to do, oh well, we can't because we lost our axes. So I'm going to try to store the wood in there. We'll store seeds or reeds, stuff like that in here. So we're definitely going to need more baskets. We're still lacking on room. And what I'll go ahead and eat this lump of fat, because this actually gives us some hunger. Yeah, so we are lacking quite a bit on inventory still. So what we need to do, we need to make a couple more tools. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right quick. All right, we're back. So I made a couple tools. I went ahead and slept because it was getting a night. So what we need to do is go collect that rest of the wood. It actually might have despawned since I slept. I'm not entirely sure on that. But we also are dying of hunger. So our hunger situation has become drastic. So let's see. Oh no, it's still here. Okay. So yeah. All right. So the wood is still here, which is good. Oh, I hear you. Okay. So we got that. We can turn this into bark. And there we go. No, I hear you. I'm trying to make inventory space. Alrighty. Hurry up and run back home so we can grab our spears. Maybe find some berry bushes, at least to hold us over until we can get some food going. Okay, so I'm just gonna store all of the, actually, wood. Try to keep things organized here. Except our bark can go in there. Okay, so we really need to get some food. And I don't think we can craft a bow yet. So we got simple bow, flax twine, crude bow. So we can maybe make a crude bow. We would have to make some more rope though. And all this other stuff is kind of a little later on. So we'll have to work on that. So let's get some food or some berry bushes. We can actually grab these herbs so our character can stop yelling at us and we stop taking damage. So it's better actually, I was doing this wrong, to break it with the knife. This is easier because then you don't lose the entire plant. It can still grow back. So for future, if we are here for a period of time, those will grow back instead of just breaking the whole thing with your fist. Okay, so now we got a couple sheep here. Now the thing with these creatures are passive unless you get too close or attack them. Now they probably will kill me in a good one shot. And there's actually peat here as well. Once again, you can kind of tell by the darker color a little bit on the map. And boom, we'll label that for later as well. This peat is a good fuel source. And I did make a shovel so we can do some digging. So this will be helpful for when it comes to digging the soil. And we also got this, which I forgot to mention. This is used for stripping the bark off of the wood. So let's see if we can do some good here without getting... Okay, so he's angry at me as well. Okay, let's run, grab our spears back. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Oh, I don't know how he hit me that far. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right, let's grab our spears. Hopefully he's not aggroed as well. So yeah, I know the sheep, if you attack them in like a group, they will all get kind of aggressive towards you. But look at that, 15 raw red meat. That is what we want to see. We also need these bones for sure. I just gotta find where I knocked out our other friendly fellow. Somewhere. I lost it. Okay. Here's our friend. I'm sorry, but you will go do a great cause. Look at that. Oh yes. This is the perks of being a hunter. Now look at all that food. Now clay, we're gonna need to find some clay, because then we can make some cooking pots, and we can actually do better by making some stew, stuff like that. Some meat stew. So we definitely need to be on the lookout for some clay. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see if yes, so we need a curing rack. We do have some redwood still. So we need some rope, which requires some vines or some reeds, which actually we do. I don't know if we have enough. Oh, we do. Okay, but we're gonna need more, I think. Actually, no. If we just make one curing rack, we should be good to go. But we need 2 redwood logs, which sadly, I don't know if these are gonna count. They're quarter logs. But since we do have some axes, I do want to turn some of this into firewood. Kind of get our firewood supply up just a little bit. I would prefer if we potentially use peat. But it's all good. Okay, so actually, what I want to do is take some of this meat and turn it into salt meat. So it lasts just a little bit longer. And we can actually, I'm going to cook 8 of these. Throw that there. Throw this here. And we do have our lovely torch in our inventory. So these salted meat will just be a little bit better for us. We can also cure this. And it will also be 10 times better too. The red meat, but we do have to keep an eye on this or try to cook it as fast as we can. Because it does perish. So as you can see, perishable, fresh for 1.5 days. After that time is up, it turns into rot. Same thing with this, but this one's a little bit longer since we salted it. It's going to be fresh for 6 days. So that's always something to look out for if you're just collecting and you think the food's gonna last forever. This is not Minecraft. This is more realistic, more hardcore. So you actually have to watch what you eat, watch the foods to make sure it don't spoil. The food has different nutritional value. But here we go, cooked salted meat, and watch our hunger go up. Not a whole lot, but definitely better than some berries or anything like that. So we need to go get some more fuel. I want to get some more peat, so that peat that we saw can go ahead and go grab that real quick, shall we? All right, there we go. So we got some peat. We got 2 stacks and a little bit more. So this is going to be good to keep that fire going. Alrighty, over here. Yeah, see, the fire went away, but the fire retains heat. So like if we, cook this and took some of it out, the fire will still retain that heat, but it'll slowly go down. So even if you had to run out of fuel, you still have some time to put some fuel back in it, and you won't have to relight it because there'll still be that heat in that fire. And you can see it right here next to where you insert your fuel source. So that's also a little handy, so you won't have to worry about too much if you run out of fuel and having to relight the fire every time, as long as it has still retained some of that heat. So what we'll do, I know it's going to be a little bit of a clutter in our house for now. Eventually we'll store like this stuff outside, things like that. So now throw some of this stuff in the chest. Now let me see. I don't think it's going to work with these, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see. How do we make this? Okay, so we need one more stick there. Don't know if it's gonna work with the quarter logs. Not entirely sure. No, it does not. Okay, so these quarter logs are just gonna be pretty much strictly fuel once we turn it into firewood. So we need to go get some actual logs. So now some of these are modded, I guess you can say, wood around, so we need to, I guess, be careful because some of them don't have the full recipes, stuff like that. Some of these mods, you know, are still a work in progress. The game alone is still a work in progress, so we're gonna have some issues here and there, but that's no worries. Bear nut is another tree I just kind of want to see. So it does say we can make a curing rack out of it, so we'll go ahead and chop this down this tree. If it will let us. So this one apparently is going to also take some time. Not to worry, hopefully it just doesn't destroy both of our flint axes like the redwood tree. Like I said, it takes a certain amount of, I guess, durability to also chop down a tree, but once you have better tools and stuff like that, it won't be too much of a problem in the near future. Okay, so we'll create that same recipe like we did before, and look at that, curing rack. So now what we also want to do is head back home and grab those bones. Now I don't know if we'll have enough bones to essentially make a full or fill up the full rack, but we'll go ahead and I guess find a spot for this. Right there will do. So with the bones in this chest, what we can do, there we go, just enough for 2, which 2 we need. Okay, so we'll put the bones on the rack, and then what we could do is we can, oh, it's because we're out in the sun, so this may be a problem. So you also have to see, like, so it's going to take longer to cure than it is to rot. So, and this is because cellars are a thing in the game. So because we're out in the open heat, it's not going to go well for us. So what we're going to have to do, which actually, you know, we may just wait until later on, maybe in the next episode, to kind of make a cellar, because cellars are going to be very important. We're going to need more racks to cure more things, stuff like that. So let's go ahead, eat up all this food. And as you can tell, I mentioned it in the last time, but I didn't go over it. So depending on what you eat, it fills your certain slot into nutrition. Now, the more nutrition you have filled, especially in each of the categories, the more health you're going to get. So I believe you start off with about 15 health points max or something like that. Now we're up to 16. That's because we have quite a bit into protein, some grain, some vegetable, and some fruit. But the more we fill each of these up, the more health we get. So that is also a plus. And you also notice down at the bottom left, your health, all these little health bars will be bigger. And as you get more health, they'll kind of shrink down into smaller ones. Just another aspect to the game. But we also have this fat. Now this fat could be used later on, but I think right now for food is kind of a little bit more dire. I think we also need to find some clay, kind of explore the land around us. So I think we'll do that kind of, I guess right now, I suppose. I guess we got a little bit of time. We can go look around. We can also kind of look around the map. So there is a trader here. Let's go check out the trader. So once again, the traders here, the kind of currency in the game is gears. So these traders will you can buy things from them with gears, which once we find those, I will talk about those a little more. And you can also trade certain items. So this is a treasure hunter. So we can sell any of these items to him, and then he will give us gears in exchange, and then we can use those gears to buy anything from here. So I mean, he's got some paintings, he's got, you know, a cracked vessel, he's got actual temporal gear, which that is what allows us to set our spawns. Now these drop from the drifters. There's like a small percentage they can drop from the drifters, and yeah, that's about it. Traders are pretty simple. Now you can't do anything, like I can't take his stuff because there is a kind of claim on this for the trader, so we can't really do anything on that part. So we can't just completely rob him and take all of his storage. That might be a little bit OP. So, but there's a ruin over here, and that may provide us with the vessel with some goodies. So do keep an eye out for these vessels, or I guess I should say these ruins. Also do be careful of some other foes. Sheep, if you get too close, they are not afraid to use that good old headbutt. Now I'm not seeing anything, but I'm thinking there could be something up there. So we don't have a pick. We're going to have to make a pick. This is going to be, yeah, okay. So you know what? Let's forget about it for now. We'll just keep it in memory. I'm going to grab some of these berries. Berries are good. Keep our snack going, and we'll also fill our fruit nutrition up just a little bit more. Alrighty, there we go. So nice quiet flat land around here, a little bit peaceful. Not, I guess, the ideal scenery look. So hopefully, you know, we can travel on, find a good place to build and settle down. Now looking at the map, we have quite the desert area over here, and this looks to be some sort of chapel. So let's go hit that up. I'm thinking that's not too far in the other direction. We'll go ahead, head over there and check that building out, see if we can get in so many vessels. That'll give us some good items. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? All right, so we just about made it to this building. As you can see, this is kind of a claystone sand desert-ish area. Pretty neat, but we can also actually see this is quartz up here. So quartz is kind of a surface node, so do keep an eye out for that on cliff faces, stuff like that. What is this? Bunchberry. Ooh. So no, interesting indeed. I want to know. Yeah, no, I don't know. I know there might be a way to make seeds, I think, not entirely sure. So yeah, this is kind of a chapel. Now this, ooh, obsidian actually could be good, better than flint. So let's see, let's just go with like an obsidian axe. So, oh no, it's tier 1. It has 100 durability, so it does definitely have a little bit more durability, I think. Oh yeah, just a little bit. So if we can find some obsidian stones, because we can't break this, as you can see, it requires tier 2, so we need a copper at least to break it. Now this is meteoric, that's tier 4, so that's kind of a later game. That's past the iron age, so we can't quite obtain that. But I'm not seeing any like stones or obsidian, just the rocks, which is a bummer because obsidian would have been just a little bit more helpful. But I'm not seeing any, so kind of a bust here. Not even seeing any vessels or anything like that. There might be actually something underneath all this sand, but I'm not going to spend the time to dig it right now. We'll just kind of we kind of know where it's at on the map. It's pretty obvious. We'll just have to remember it. I'm not seeing anything sticking out as far as ruins, but I do want to go this way because I'm pretty sure this is a limestone biome this way. As you can see, since we're also in a sandy desert biome, it's kind of got like sandstorms. So also depending on the biome you're in, things change. There is some flint down there. We don't have a pick or anything like that. Oh yeah, okay, so here's the pine logs. There's some pine trees this way. We'll have to remember that. Make some bread out of it. So yeah, if I am correct, this is a little dangerous over here. Yeah, limestone sand. So this limestone biome looks a little crazy, but it does look like over here in this directional area there is pine trees. So we're just kind of exploring the map, looking around, see what we can all find. I'm not seeing anything too crazy. Let's go ahead and start heading back home though, shall we? Check on our food. Alrighty, we made it back home. So with that food's done, I'm gonna cook this regular raw red meat. It's not salted. We used all of our salt. I didn't see any clay. I did grab some reeds on the way back home. So what we can do, hopefully, yeah, see, now it's fresh for 11 days. Now I'm pretty sure you put it in a chest, it will last longer, so just a little bit more, 13 days. But we really want to get that cellar going. I think we'll get that in the next episode. Maybe start cooking up some better meals. Get into maybe clay and pottery. That might be the next step in the next age we're gonna have to do. So let's see if we can hurry up, maybe make a crude bow real quick. So we need 3 rope, and we might be a little short. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Actually, no, look at that, just enough reeds. So if we make a bow, there we go. Now we just need some feathers, and we can do some bow hunting instead of spear hunting. Do a little bit more farther range, so we should be safe on that note. Just in case anything else decides to attack us, we have an extra weapon to use. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. It is getting a little late in the day. We are on day 3. Tomorrow will be day 4 in the next episode. So I hope you all did enjoy, and once again, thank you for watching. Peace.